Because I'm tired emotionally and mentally of seeing people try to make me out to be a person that I am not.
Travis Hunter's wife has been fighting hard to clear her name, but now it looks like she may have done the exact opposite. A shocking new video of her with Trevor Lawrence has exploded online, and if it turns out to be authentic, the fallout could shatter her marriage and possibly cost Travis everything he has worked for. The scandal has fans asking one brutal question: is this the end of football's golden couple? The NFL community was thrown into chaos when clips began circulating that allegedly show an intimate moment between Jacksonville Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence and Lyanna Lining, the wife of rising star Travis Hunter. The footage, which has already racked up millions of views across social platforms, has ignited a tidal wave of theories about cheating, betrayal, and whether Travis is about to face the ugliest chapter of his young career. But to understand how we got here, you have to rewind through months of red flags that fans say were hiding in plain sight. It all started during one of the biggest nights of Hunter's life, the 2024 Heisman Trophy ceremony. Cameras caught Lyanna remaining seated when her fiancé's name was announced as the winner. She only stood up after Deion Sanders nudged her, then quickly sat back down while the room erupted in applause. That single moment, dissected frame by thousands of viewers, sparked the first round of whispers about where her loyalty really stood. From there, things snowballed. At a high-profile Adidas event in New York City, Lyanna was filmed looking irritated as she muttered, "What do you want me to do? I just sit here then," while Travis signed autographs for fans. The cold energy, the eye rolls, the lack of excitement, it all gave off the impression of someone who would rather be anywhere else. Then came the December 2024 bombshell. Old clips and messages from 2020 to 2021 resurfaced showing a woman who looked exactly like Lyanna getting way too comfortable with other men. We're talking about twerking at parties, grinding in music videos, lying in a man's bed on Snapchat, and even being touched inappropriately in photos. DJ Academics reposted the footage on X, and the internet lost its mind. Suddenly, questions about her past and her commitment were being shouted louder than Travis's own achievements. The timing could not have been more brutal. Travis was on top of the college football world, yet he was forced to defend his fiancée live on Twitch. "I know my girl," he said. "She's been with me for 5 years." His words were passionate, but they barely slowed the avalanche of doubt. It only got worse after Colorado's final 2024 game against Oklahoma State. Cameras caught Travis trying to kiss Lyanna, only for her to lean away in front of a packed stadium. That split-second rejection turned into viral proof for millions of fans who were already convinced something was off, and then there was their own social media. What was meant to be playful banter turned into controversy when a clip surfaced of the couple joking about their private life. Instead of making people laugh, it poured gasoline on the fire, leaving fans to wonder whether their relationship was built on shaky ground all along.
Nice. No.
We don't do those things.
We're children of the Lord.
Yeah, I don't know about it.
I'm more children of the Lord than you are.
The tension between Travis Hunter and Lyanna did not fade after the early warning signs. In fact, it grew more visible with every public moment they shared. Viewers could not ignore how awkward and evasive she appeared when questions about their intimacy came up. Yet, against all odds and despite the mounting red flags, Travis went through with a decision that stunned everyone. He married her anyway. On May 24, 2025, in a private ceremony in Athens, Tennessee, Travis and Lyanna exchanged vows. To celebrate, Travis gifted her a sleek black Mercedes-Benz AMG. But what should have been a day of joy only fueled more controversy. Clips from the reception spread online showing Lyanna dodging a kiss and family members offering frosty reactions. For fans hoping the couple might find stability, the footage was heartbreaking. On what should have been the best day of his life, Travis was left looking rejected and embarrassed in front of those closest to him. The red flags did not stop there. In July and August of 2025, a viral TikTok of Lyanna crying set off a wave of speculation. Viewers dissected every frame, convinced her tears meant something more serious: rumors of infidelity, pregnancy, miscarriage, or even betrayal involving someone close to Travis. This was not the kind of casual crying video people post online. She looked shattered, overwhelmed with guilt, and weighed down by something far bigger than what she admitted publicly. Adding fuel to the fire was a Facebook post claiming Lyanna demanded a staggering $40 million settlement. The figure has not been confirmed, but the number itself was enough to send fans into a frenzy. That is not a request for support, it is a demand for leverage. A demand so high it suggests she has knowledge of something that could permanently tarnish Travis Hunter's image and derail his entire career. And then came the detail that conspiracy theorists latched onto. Observers spotted a $sign tattoo inked on Lyanna's ring finger. To many, it was the ultimate clue: she was married to the money, not the man. A $sign where a wedding ring should be spoke louder than any rumor. For critics, it confirmed their suspicions that this was not love at all. It was business, and Travis was the prize being cashed in, taken together. All these moments form a troubling picture of a relationship doomed from the start. But what pushes this story into explosive territory is not just Lyanna's behavior, it is the timing of her alleged connection with Trevor Lawrence. Suddenly, the scandal is no longer about a rocky marriage. It has now spilled directly into the NFL, because now, Travis Hunter and Trevor Lawrence are not just two names caught in gossip. They are teammates on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Men expected to build trust, chemistry, and success together. But how do you play side by side on the field when off the field one might be entangled with the other's wife? The locker room trust, the team bond, the ability to perform under pressure, all of it is now threatened by a scandal that could derail not just a marriage but an entire franchise. What was supposed to be a partnership has turned into a powder keg when the Jaguars selected Travis Hunter with the second overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. They were making history. Jacksonville gave up assets in a blockbuster trade with the Cleveland Browns and handed Hunter a record-breaking rookie contract with a $30.57 million signing bonus upfront, an unprecedented deal for a non-quarterback and non-first overall pick. This was more than an investment. It was a gamble on the belief that Hunter and Lawrence together would be unstoppable, the duo that could finally elevate the Jaguars into championship contention. At first, it all seemed to align perfectly. Hunter had already crossed paths with Lawrence before the draft at an Adidas event in Hawaii, calling the meeting a blessing and openly dreaming about teaming up. During his introductory press conference, Hunter even admitted he had been closely watching Jacksonville's 2024 season in anticipation of possibly landing there. Praising Lawrence as a leader he was excited to join forces with. Back then, his enthusiasm sounded like destiny. Now, in hindsight, those words feel like a warning. The chemistry everyone celebrated has taken on a sinister undertone. The connection that looked like the foundation of a dynasty might actually be the start of a scandal big enough to shake the entire NFL.
Got a lot of juice. Like he can run all day, just bring in juice every day. And like I said, high motor, can just go. A lot of energy, I love it, good energy. Always dapping guys up. It's like a kid, just runs around all day. He doesn't get tired, it seems like, so you can't have enough.
When Trevor Lawrence praised Travis Hunter, it came across as genuine excitement about a talented new teammate. But with everything that has surfaced since, those compliments may not have been so straightforward. During OTAs and training camp, the two spent long hours together, often staying after practice or meeting outside the Jaguars' facilities to fine-tune routes and timing. At the time, it looked like dedication. Now, those private sessions carry a very different weight. Were they really just working on football mechanics, or was something else forming in the shadows? Observers also noticed how quickly their bond deepened. Within weeks, they had developed a playful, almost brotherly connection that included a quirky handshake they showed off in front of teammates. Normally, that kind of rapport takes years to build. The speed of it all raised questions, and in hindsight, the handshake that once symbolized chemistry on the field now feels like a sign of something more personal brewing off it.
How would you describe your relationship with Trevor and maybe how your personalities compare?
I'm getting him outside of his box, you know. I'm trying to teach him a little dance moves, how to get jiggy a little bit.
Even Travis himself highlighted their bond, joking that he was helping Lawrence get out of his shell by teaching him new dance moves. At the time, it was framed as harmless teammate bonding, a fun way to loosen up the franchise quarterback. But in the current context, the comment feels loaded. Was this really about dances and jokes, or was it Travis unknowingly opening the door for Lawrence to step deeper into his personal life, closer to his wife, closer to a scandal waiting to explode?
As far as just talent, I mean, kind of speaks for himself. Ball skills, run after the catch, he's very explosive. We've only worked together for a couple days now, so we got some time to really dial in on.
The bond between Lawrence and Hunter grew so strong that Lawrence openly lobbied for Hunter to spend more time on offense, half joking but fully serious when he asked, "Do you want to catch touchdowns, or do you want to maybe break up a pass or two a game? That's a decision you've got to make." At first, it sounded like a quarterback eager to unleash his new weapon. But looking at it now, his push to keep Hunter on offense might have had less to do with strategy and more to do with keeping him close. Lawrence doubled down by saying, "He's so talented, it's hard to keep him off the field. Of course, as a quarterback, I hope he plays more offense." On the surface, it was just football talk. Beneath it, the words feel heavier, almost personal. Their chemistry was undeniable, and it showed up immediately on the field. In Hunter's preseason debut against the Steelers on August 9, 2025, Lawrence hit him for his first professional catch, a simple 9-yard reception. Lawrence completed 6 of 7 passes for 43 yards during his limited snaps, and Hunter was out there with him for nearly every play, lining up in 11 of 12 offensive snaps. To fans, it It looked like magic, the perfect quarterback-receiver connection already taking shape. But in hindsight, that effortless connection may have been masking something else entirely. What made their on-field partnership so promising now looks like a dangerous cover for what might have been developing behind the scenes. Lawrence praised Hunter as a key piece to fixing Jacksonville's struggling offense, insisting that Hunter's addition and new coordinator Liam Cohen could reshape the Jaguars into true contenders. Hunter echoed the praise, calling his connection with Lawrence very special. At the time, those words inspired confidence. Today, they read very differently, carrying an undertone fans cannot ignore. If the alleged affair really began while Hunter was still married to Lyanna, it explains so many of the bizarre and uncomfortable moments we've witnessed. Her coldness at career milestones, her refusal of affection at the wedding, the awkward body language, all of it suddenly makes sense. She wasn't distracted. She was invested elsewhere, and that elsewhere may have been the quarterback now throwing passes to her husband. The fallout could be catastrophic. Travis Hunter, once celebrated as the Heisman winner, a two-way college star with his jersey retired at Colorado, was expected to become the face of the Jaguars and the cornerstone of a franchise turnaround. Instead, he now risks being defined by betrayal in his own locker room. For Lawrence, the stakes are even higher. A $275 million contract extension, a reputation as the steady family man, and his role as the franchise leader, all of it could crumble if these allegations prove true. The locker room dynamic alone is a nightmare. Teammates depend on trust, and no team can function when that trust is shattered in such a personal way. How can Hunter line up knowing the quarterback calling plays may have been calling on his wife too? How can Lawrence command respect when he may have destroyed the very foundation of his teammate's life? What was supposed to be a Super Bowl run could instead turn into a full-blown implosion. The financial consequences are just as staggering. The Jaguars mortgaged their future to draft Hunter, giving him a $30.57 million signing bonus upfront, the largest ever for a non-quarterback taken outside the number 1 pick. If the scandal wrecks Hunter's performance, that money is wasted, and the franchise takes a blow it may not recover from for years. Meanwhile, Lawrence's role as the $275 million cornerstone of the team is at risk if his personal life derails his focus, or worse, his credibility. This scandal doesn't just affect Jacksonville. It has ripple effects for the entire NFL. The league has fought hard to clean up its image after years of controversies, but this could drag everything backwards. Two of the league's brightest young stars, caught in a scandal of betrayal and broken trust, threatens to overshadow an entire season. Instead of headlines about playoff hopes, the story dominating the league is one of infidelity, greed, and deception, and perhaps the cruelest part is the lost potential. Lawrence and Hunter were supposed to be a generational duo, a quarterback and receiver with the skills to rewrite the record books. Instead, their names may forever be tied to one of the ugliest scandals in sports history, from Lawrence's picture-perfect marriage with his high school sweetheart Marissa, to Hunter's controversial, drama-filled relationship with Lyanna. The contrast could not be more glaring. One man built his image on stability, faith, and loyalty. The other stepped into a relationship many believed was doomed from the start. Now, those worlds have collided in a way that threatens to destroy both. What began as a story of hope, promise, and talent has turned into a cautionary tale about blurred lines, bad choices, and the cost of betrayal. And as the dust settles, one thing is clear: the careers and reputations of everyone involved will never be the same again.